SB19, hard work pays off, the struggle behind the spotlight. Before the sold-out concerts, before the millions of fans, before the global recognition, there was silence. There was doubt. There was rejection. SB19, now hailed as P-pop kings, were once just 5 ordinary Filipino dreamers battling the weight of failure, ridicule, and an industry that refused to believe in them. But instead of giving up, they fought harder. This isn't just a story of fame. This is a story of struggle, grit, and why hard work, especially in the darkest moments, truly pays off. Stay with us until the end, because what you'll hear today might just change the way you look at your own journey. If you like this type of stories, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Long before the spotlight found them, SB19 lived in the shadows. Not the kind of shadows filled with mystery, but those thick with pain, rejection, and unanswered prayers. These boys weren't born into fame. They built it with their bare hands, broken hearts, and sleepless nights. Josh, Pablo, Stell, Ken, and Justin, 5 young men from different backgrounds, each carrying his own dreams, yet facing the same cruel reality. Making it in the Philippine music industry was almost impossible, especially when your dream was to bring something new, something no one believed in yet. Their training began under a Korean entertainment company in Manila. Sounds glamorous? Not even close. The training was brutal. 18-hour days. No guarantees. No promises. They were stripped of comfort, exposed to criticism, and held to standards few could meet. All while knowing that they weren't even sure if debuting would ever happen. They practiced vocals until their voices cracked. They danced until their knees buckled. They worked side jobs to pay bills. Some slept on studio floors. And yet they stayed. Not because it was easy, but because quitting felt worse. Still, the journey didn't get easier. When they finally debuted in 2018 with their single Talalaha, no one noticed. It was like shouting into a void. They poured their souls into something that received silence in return. And silence, in a world craving attention, is the loudest kind of pain. But they didn't walk away. In fact, that silence became their fuel. Instead of chasing clout, SB19 returned to the studio. Back to rehearsals. Back to practice. They trained harder, pushed farther, refused to let disappointment define them. Until one day, something shifted. A practice video for their single Go Up was uploaded online. No flashy edits. No major promotions. Just raw passion. Real effort. And the internet noticed. It didn't go viral overnight, but slowly, word spread. Have you seen these boys? They're different. They've got something. From a few hundred views to thousands, then millions. The world was finally listening. But more importantly, they were being seen. And that moment was the beginning of everything. Suddenly, their struggles were no longer invisible. Their voices, once ignored, were now echoing in the hearts of fans across the globe. They weren't just a P-pop group anymore. They were hope, especially for every Filipino who felt underestimated, overlooked, or pushed aside. You see, SB19's story isn't just theirs. It's ours. It's the story of every Filipino who dared to dream in the face of poverty, ridicule, or a system that says, you're not good enough. It's the story of choosing to believe when no one else does. Of showing up when everyone else leaves. When SB19 finally stood on global stages, Billboard charts, sold-out arenas, award shows, they carried more than just their names. They carried every ounce of pain they had once felt. Every no they had turned into yes. Every tear, every doubt, every sleepless night, it all had a purpose. Their journey proves one thing: hard work does pay off. But not in the way social media likes to show. It doesn't come fast. It doesn't come easy. It comes when you decide to keep going long after the applause fades, long after the doors close, long after hope begins to die. It comes when you put in the work, not for the world to see, but because you believe in it, even when no one else does. SB19 reminds us that pain is part of the process, that the struggle isn't a sign to stop, but a reason to push, that the path to greatness is often the one that breaks you first, so it can build you better. Today, they're more than idols. They're symbols of what it means to hustle with heart, to rise from nothing, to make something out of pain, to build not just careers, but legacies. And maybe you're watching this right now, feeling like you're at the bottom too, like nothing is working, like no one believes in your dreams. But remember this, SB19 started there too, and they didn't wait for a miracle. They worked for it. So maybe your moment hasn't come yet, but that doesn't mean it won't. Keep working, keep believing, keep showing up, because like SB19, you don't need to be born into the spotlight to shine. Sometimes the brightest stars rise from the deepest darkness. What do you think of SB19's journey? Do you see your own struggle in their story? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear how their story inspired you.